And so I've been in the radio business since 1973. And I put KISS, WXKS, AM and FM on the air as KISS 108 Disco in 1978. Well, the radio station that we took over was a easy listening, beautiful music station. And there were 36 stations in the Boston market, and it was number 36 in the ratings. And disco was a trend, but there was really only one other radio station or two other radio stations in the United States at that time doing disco. So I decided that was the easiest point of entry. So I changed the beautiful music station WWL to WXKS. And overnight on January 15th, 1979, went from beautiful music, I think it was Perry Como, to Disco Inferno. And we had black billboards all over the city with big red lips, KISS 108. And for those who loved disco, and there was a large group, it was the greatest thing in the world. But for the detractors, the rock and rollers, they're the ones wearing the Disco Sucks t-shirts, it was the worst thing that ever happened. So there was plenty of audience to be able to go from worst to first, but still it was a very controversial move. So KISS went on the air January 15th, 1979, and by June of 1979, we were a top 3 radio station in Boston. We had our opening party right on Lansdowne Street at Boston, Boston. And I'll never forget, we sent invitations to all of our advertisers, of which there were few, and we tried to get people in the street to come in, and we had the Tramps, Sister Sledge, Tasha Thomas, Sarah Dash, and Machine. So the reality is, the first couple of years, the groups that we had were really disposable artists. But as we changed and became more mainstream, that's when the artists who started out and having a little bit of a rhythmic type background became very, very real and meaningful. And those artists are like a Cher, a Celine Dion, people like that who really kind of went from being dancey pop artists to being mainstream. The rock and roll stations hated us. They thought we were the Antichrist. Pop stations thought we were just a drop in the bucket and we were going to be here today and gone tomorrow. The middle of the road or older stations that had an older audience, just they dreaded us. It was kind of like coming in from left field with this awful format. And there wasn't a lot of acceptance from the other radio stations, but there was a real groundswell of people, of audience, who loved disco. I used to always say that you'd go to Boston then, and they'd have a teen night or an underage night, and you'd see all these girls dancing, disco dancing, and the guys would be standing next to them in blue jeans and Disco Sucks t-shirts, but they were there. Well, it was sex, drugs, and not rock and roll, sex, drugs, and disco. It was one of those things that it was a big movement, and it came and went, but we were able to change when it went and change into a pop station and stay successful.